South Sudan Untold, the home of South Sudan history. From pre-colonial to post-independence, the past lives here. Every nation has individuals whose lives become inseparable from its history. In South Sudan, few leaders have walked the country's journey from armed struggle to independence and from revolution to governance as closely as Dr. James Wani Igga. For more than 4 decades, he has served as a liberation fighter, military commander, political organizer, parliamentarian, Speaker of Parliament, Vice President, Chairperson of the Economic Cluster, and senior leader of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, commonly known as the SPLM. Admired by supporters for his loyalty and long public service and scrutinized by critics over the country's economic and governance challenges, James Wani Igga remains one of the most influential figures in South Sudan's modern political history. This is the story of his life, his contributions, his leadership, and his enduring place in the history of Africa's youngest nation. James Wani Igga was born in 1949 in Kirilo, Juba County in what is today Central Equatoria State, South Sudan. He comes from the Equatoria region and has commonly been identified with the Bari community, although some historical sources have also associated him with Zande ancestry. He was raised in a Roman Catholic family. His early education began in rural bush schools in Lobonok before attending Okaru Intermediate Seminary. He later studied at Tonj Secondary School and Rumbek Secondary School, institutions that educated many future South Sudanese leaders. In 1975, Wani traveled to Egypt to pursue higher education at the University of Cairo, where he studied commerce and economics, graduating in 1979. During his university years, he became active in student politics and South Sudanese nationalist movements. Like many young Southern Sudanese students of his generation, he believed education alone would not solve the political marginalization of Southern Sudan. Years later, while already serving in government, he expanded his academic qualification by earning a master's degree from the University of Greenwich in the United Kingdom in 2013, followed by a Doctor of Philosophy from Bulacan State University in the Philippines in 2017. His educational journey reflects a leader who combined military experience with academic study throughout his public career. The Second Sudanese Civil War erupted in 1983. 2 years later, in 1985, James Wani Igga joined the Sudan People's Liberation Movement and Army under the leadership of the late Dr. John Garang de Mabior. Before assuming command responsibilities, he underwent military training in Cuba and Ethiopia, countries that trained many SPLA officers during the liberation struggle. His rise through the ranks was rapid. By 1987, he had become a major, commanding the Shakus Battalion, while also serving as zonal commander for Central Equatoria. He later commanded operations across parts of Central and Western Equatoria and became one of the movement's senior military and political leaders. Unlike commanders known only for battlefield operations, Wani Igga also became one of the SPLM's principal political strategists. During the internal SPLM split of 1991, he represented Dr. John Garang during negotiations within the Nasser faction. He participated in peace meetings held in Nairobi and Kampala, working to preserve unity within the liberation movement during one of its most difficult periods. In 1994, following the SPLM First National Convention in Chukudum, he assumed senior political responsibilities, including serving as Secretary General of the SPLM-A and overseeing finance and economic matters within the movement. As liberation gradually transitioned toward governance, Wani Igga chaired committees responsible for planning civilian administration in Southern Sudan, laying groundwork for institutions that would later become government ministries. The signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement in 2005 marked a turning point. After more than 2 decades of war, Southern Sudan gained autonomous self-government. James Wani Igga played an important institutional role during this transition. He became the first Speaker of the Southern Sudan Legislative Assembly, serving from 2005 until independence in 2011. He also briefly served as a caretaker governor of Upper Nile State during the transition period. As Speaker, he presided over debates that shaped the legal and constitutional foundations of the autonomous government of Southern Sudan. When South Sudan became independent on July 9, 2011, Wani Igga performed one of the most symbolic moments in the country's history. He formally read the Proclamation of Independence, announcing the birth of the Republic of South Sudan before national leaders and international guests. Following independence, he became the first Speaker of the National Legislative Assembly of South Sudan, continuing until 2013. In July 2013, President Salva Kiir Mayardit dismissed Vice President Dr. Riek Machar. On 23 August 2013, James Wani Igga was appointed Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, a decision later unanimously endorsed by Parliament. Following the 2018 Revitalized Peace Agreement, South Sudan adopted a system within multiple vice presidents. In February 2020, Wani Igga became second vice president and was appointed chairperson of the Economic Cluster under the revitalized Transitional Government of National Unity. The Economic Cluster oversees major national institutions responsible for economic policy, public finance, monetary policy, trade, investment, agriculture, petroleum coordination. Its mandate is to stabilize the economy, improve public financial management, and promote sustainable economic development. During his tenure, the cluster dealt with difficult national challenges including inflation, currency depreciation, COVID-19 disruptions, oil revenue fluctuations, and humanitarian pressures affecting South Sudan's economy. Supporters credit him with promoting institutional coordination among economic ministries, while critics argue that structural economic problems, inflation, and governance challenges persisted despite reforms. These differing assessments remain part of South Sudan's broader public debate. Beyond government, James Wani Igga has remained one of SPLM's most senior leaders. He served as deputy chairman of the SPLM, helping guide the party during South Sudan's transition from liberation movement to governing political organization. In 2025, following changes within government leadership, he was appointed Secretary General of the SPLM, returning to one of the movement's highest organizational offices. Throughout his career, he has been regarded as one of the party's longest-serving loyalists and has consistently advocated for party unity and national stability. In recognition of his role during the liberation struggle, James Wani Igga was promoted to the rank of full general in the South Sudan People's Defense Forces in 2019. Outside politics, he has written books and policy publications covering political ideology, governance, taxation, economic development, leadership, and liberation history. He has also remained active in educational and humanitarian initiatives through the Wani Igga Foundation, which focuses on education, peace building, health, youth empowerment, and sustainable development. James Wani Igga's story mirrors the story or history of South Sudan itself. From a village in Lobonok to the lecture halls of Cairo, from the battlefields or battlefields of the liberation struggle to the Speaker's chair in Parliament, and finally to the office of the Vice President. His journey spans nearly every chapter of South Sudan's modern political evolution. His supporters remember him as a disciplined liberator, institution builder, and loyal statesman. His critics question the pace of economic transformation during his years in the government and argue that the country's leadership has collectively fallen short of public expectation. Regardless of political opinion, one fact is difficult to dispute. Dr. James Wani has been one of the most influential participants in South Sudan's journey from war to independence and statehood. As South Sudan continues its search for peace, economic growth, and democratic consolidation, historians will undoubtedly continue to examine the legacy of James Wani Igga, soldiers, politician, economist, legislator, and one of the architects of Africa's newest nation. History is not only written by victories of defeats, it is written by those who dedicated their lives to shaping the destiny of their people. And in the story of South Sudan, the name Dr. James Wani will remain an important chapter for generations to come.